my name is Alex. Welcome to Let's Work session of today, and we are beginning our NaNoWriMo month. And stick around, this is going to be a long one because we are going to outline my whole book that I will be writing for the whole month. So I begin here with welcome to the yWriter Setup Wizard. This wizard allows me to create my book from scratch. So let's begin. The book would be YouTube Technical Aspects. And this is only a working title. We are going to change it next time. So next would be my name is Alex Pota in a study. Yes, this is my author name, because if I would write fiction, I would name it Alex Pota in a tavern or Alex Pota in a spaceship. Depends on what kind of book I'm writing. And then we need to decide where should we put our book, and I believe that the best place would be in our Google Drive under projects, and I have books here. So I'm creating a directory in my Google Drive. The reason behind this, of course, if I will lose my laptop or anything like that, I would not worry about it too much, although it would be a really bad loss for me, but still, at least my work would be saved. Don't want to beg for thieves. There is already in project, choose another location. All right, let's choose another location. Let's go to Google Drive, projects, create new folder. We will name it YouTube book. So NaNoWriMo is generally about novel writing, but I am going to create a technical book instead, because this is what I do. And the software that I'm using really allows you to do it properly. It doesn't matter which kind of book you're using. So let's begin with chapter creation, create new chapter. I think I will create multiple chapters, at least 5 at this point. And I'm going to change their names. The first one will be introduction. Now the introductions, they are written at the end of the book, not in the beginning. When you finish your book, then you do it. So let's go to chapter number 6 and call it conclusion. So what the book is all about? The book is about how you can create your videos for YouTube without using any paid tools. So for example, you want to try it out and you don't want to invest any money. You would like to give it a try using some free tools, and there are plenty of those, but only few of them really do the job, the one that you need. And also I would like to address the productivity process itself, how it can be sped up a little bit, how you can do it faster, how you can do it with more quality and save some time. So this is what we're going to do. So we're talking about YouTube. Of course, we need to start our first thing, which is recording. So recording would be the name of our first chapter, right? And maybe I'll move it down here a little bit, and I will name another chapter preparation. Preparation is a good thing. Preparation. I wouldn't worry about spell checks right now because they are not doing anything for us. So preparation, recording, and then would be editing. And we are talking not only about video tools but audio tools as well, and a little bit of graphic tools that allows you to create channel art for your videos, or at least thumbnail, something like that. There are free tools even for that. And of course we have chapter number 3. We don't know what it would be used for. I think we would call it an appendix. So I'm creating all those chapters right now, and instead of starting immediately with preparation, because an idea might pop into my head, and I would just go and write a new scene regarding this idea right on the spot. I would not need to write it down on a side note or anything like that and then forget it. I want everything to be done in the same application. And a very important part of this application, of course, I don't need to deal with spell checks. So if I make mistakes, please forgive me. English is not my first language. But the very important part is not addressing the spell checks until you are done with the book. Okay, get as much content as possible and deal with the corrections later. Many people are stumble on every misspelled word that they're using. But from my experience. Every time that you go and correct the spell check, this is one sentence that you could have been written, could have written in your book. So it's more important to get more content than editing, because you will do the editing anyways. You cannot avoid it. So do everything in one place. All right. So preparation. Let's have a description for it for future reference for me. I think that the preparation would be including like downloading and configure the free software, right? And maybe I would expect some logic behind specific tools. Yeah, all right. Just a note to myself, when I release the book, I would tag in Twitter all of the software creators and relevant groups that are dealing, or forums that are dealing with the specific software, so they would be able to see the book and maybe download it. I don't know if it would be free. Maybe at the beginning it would be a free one. I don't know. Many considerations to do. So we have preparations, we have recording. It would be recording styles, very important. There are at least 4 styles of a video recording that we need to address. And of course, editing, no, appendix. It would be channel art, productivity tools, and immediately I would write that I need to tube body in here and vidIQ to cover them, some Chrome extensions that would allow you to manage your channel properly. Although I'm not going to deal directly with the appearance of someone's channel or about their content itself. Our goal here is provide tools and nothing else. All right. So you would be the one to decide what's going on with your book, or what's going on, sorry, with the book, with your videos, what kind of content there is. But you would know, okay, when I'm getting to editing part, this is what I'm doing. This is what I do. This is how I should do it. This is the fastest and most uh, logical way to do it. All right, so let's begin with preparation. Now we're gonna add some scenes. Scenes are the actual content for on our book. So we are going to add a scene, and we will be calling our scene downloading. Downloading the tools, right? And we can have some description. So I want to have locations, screenshots, tips, uh, and maybe registration for some of them. I don't know. It would be very logical. Now we can have some details inside it, relevance, and everything here is not important in this part. So save and exit. Let's add another scene. So I'm dealing with scenes first. We are outlining the book, right? So we don't need to fill it with content yet. We need to fill it with ideas. So downloading, and then we'll be dealing with configuring the tool. So it would be a folder structure, pointing the tools to folder setting defaults. Very important. So once you begin your creative process, of course, you need to know where everything sits and everything is organized. So you need to prepare it once when you begin and not deal with it anytime soon or ever after, unless you're trying to do some tweaks. But this also comes with experience and conclusions. So if you have conclusions and you have to tweak something, you would be basing this on your experience. So downloading the tools, configuring, and then it would be testing, right? Testing, and then we would be doing like checking quality. We would address that. And in testing, then we would see the not only testing, checking quality, but also we would deal with microphones and general sounds, video quality itself, quality and speed. Of course, we need to address the speed part. Testing your PC. I'm using a business laptop and it's not really strong. It has a great battery and everything, but really it's not a powerful machine. So for example, recording like this is at the very limit of my PC's ability to record stuff. So people need to know that. People need to test themselves out, and they need to know, okay, so if I'm going to record gaming videos, I probably need to do them in a lower resolution and maybe tweak a little bit here and there in order to speed up the process, maybe kill some application that runs in background. Very important if you are going to deal with real live recordings. So this would be three scenes for this specific chapter. Now the recording itself. So we would add a scene name, types of recording. Types of recording. And of course we would address a screen recording like this one. Screen recording. Actually this one is not a screen recording. This is a screen plus FaceTime recording. Or we might call it video webcam overlay, right? Just webcam, and of course camera recording. Each has very different aspects, and each has its own pros and cons and aspects that you need to consider while you're doing that, because you want to be very productive and you don't want to have some types of mess when you're trying to figure out what you're doing. So we're going to address that. Of course, recording, and then we're going to do a little bit about scripts. So scripts are very important, where to write them, how they should look like, and maybe so let's think about this. We are talking about scripts, and I don't want to go in depth with those scripts too much. You know, I don't want to deal with characters and how you play and where you cut the scenes, nothing like that. What I'm talking about is the basic outline of a video, so it needs to be consistent and logical. So let's think about this one for a second. Where to write them? How does it look like? Testing them? Proofing them, yeah. Proofing the script. No, ask your family, ask your friends. Friends are generally not a good idea to test anything because they are inclined to give you uh, compliments and stuff. So they're not going to be very critical. But in this specific situation, I think it's a good idea because they might say, okay, something is missing. Okay, there's no feedback here too much, no critique. All right. It's more like collaboration. Okay, guys, I have an idea. What do you think? And they would try to help you with that. All right, so proofing the script, ask your friends, and of course, yeah, testing. So when talking about testing, of course, we would be addressing the issue of having a dry run before recording, because if you can dry run by recording and you can dry run without the recording, and those are completely two separate things, so we need to keep them in mind. So yeah, so this would be the recording. And now we are going to deal with theatrics. Theatrics. So we're dealing with the voice, of course, and we would be dealing with expression, uh, background. Very important, guys. If you have a open toilet behind your back when you record some videos, you might want to test this. You might want to test this before it's done, because later on it's gonna be really nasty, and if you haven't noticed it by yourself, someone else is gonna notice, and it's really bad experience for people, and it might kill the next great video creator. And someone, people are sensitive and they need to do some preparation in order to avoid such things. So that would be one of those things. So it would be voice, expression, background, maybe speed or pace uh, in general, and yeah, let's keep it at that. Of course, I'm gonna I'm gonna add more scenes as I start writing because more ideas would pop out to my head, and I'll have to shuffle between all of those a little bit, maybe change a little bit of priorities here and order. It doesn't matter right now. While I'm writing per scene, and then I'm deciding the logic behind stuff later on. As I said earlier, it's not really important uh, while you write. It's important while you edit. So this would be the part of our editing. So scene title would be video editing, of course, and we need to determine our the length and the intro and outros, for example. We need to address that as well. People that are creating for YouTube, they not always have an intro, and it's not a really good idea for a beginner YouTuber to have an intro in their video, but they definitely need an outro. Outro is a place where you can put a link for people to click for your playlist or another interesting video that you have done, but you need to create this one. So we are going to actually deal with creating an outro and maybe an intro. So it would be intro, outro, layers, text. It would be text clips, right? Those are not text clips. And I'll add more ideas later. So this would be this part, and then of course then we will add an audio editing. Right, so it would be cleaning the sound, uh, amplifying, or in other words, more like normalizing. And immediately I have an idea in my head. I need to address normalization versus compressor. So some people argue that they are quite the same. I think they're not, but various applications address them differently. So we are going to deal here with Audacity and with WavePad, and they do it completely differently. Audacity, for example, in terms of normalization, doesn't do much, while WavePad gives you the whole range of options. And they are a little bit of opposites when it comes to compression, so people need to know what they're dealing with. And of course, equalization is very important, right? Because I'm a male, right? I have a male voice, and it's not that deep but not that high. So there are specific things that I need to address in equalization to boost a little bit the bass and the treble, leave the middle behind, so my voice would sound better. And for females, it's something else, right? They don't need the basses boosted, but they need the middles boosted very well, and maybe leave the high tones a little bit behind, or maybe leave them a little bit low. So it's very important. Depends on what you're doing. So equalization is very important. So cleaning the sound, equalization, and of course we would be. I already said the cleaning the sound, but I want to address this specifically as noise. And there are two different ways to deal with noise. One is filter out all frequencies that have noise, and another way is actually to take a portion of your noise and remove it from all of your video. Basically, the software would go over the whole sound of your video and uh, and just delete it from it. So this would be like deleting information. So noise filters. So it would be noise reduction and noise filters. So it's not the same for me. So this would be the audio editing, and another thing would be creating props. Creating props, and by props I mean that you would have to deal with, for example, having a thumbnail. So you need maybe a screenshot out of your video. There is a way to do it. So it would be screenshots. And you need to have a small portion of your video saved on the side for example, 5 seconds of your video that you prefer, because when you overlay it in your outro, you might want to put this specific piece rather than getting the whole video important and just cutting it into pieces, trying to understand which one would be best for your outro. So it would be screenshots and would be small clips. And if you have funny things, those compilations of uh, funny sounds, or not funny sounds, of your jokes that you made, after you created like 100 videos and you have uh, a whole folder full of short videos with your jokes, you can put it all in the same pile and export it as one video. Maybe people that like you, people that follow you, would like to see it more. It's just, all right, so in the past year, those are the jokes that I made. These are really funny, or those are the tools that I covered. So some stuff that you want to share. So you can do it immediately while you create, and it would not take some time, because if you need to go back and export all of those things, you would not remember where they are. You would not know. I mean, every video that you have 10 minutes, and 10 minutes video, for example, you have 10 videos, each 10 minutes. You do not need to go over 100 minutes of footage that you created a year ago and dig for gold, right? It would take a ton of time, and we are all about productivity, so we need to address that. So creating small clips, of course, and maybe creating props. Small outtakes. You know what? No, let's leave it at that. So that would be it for this chapter. In the appendix, of course, you know what? I want just to copy it in a scene, and this scene would be dealing with pictures. No, it would be dealing with channel art. So channel art, let's see which one. Yeah, productivity tools, tube body with IQ is not important here, and Chrome extensions are not important here, so we're not gonna deal with that. And of course, channel art, productivity tools. Okay, right, it would be save and exit. Another thing that I'm going to create here. Uh, By the way, I said that the introduction is written at the end of the video, at the end of your book writing process, but the ideas for introduction are keep flowing in, right? You're doing it all the time. You do it all the time. So I'm gonna write them in the middle, the ones that I had in my mind. So this scene would be dealing, I'm sorry, I forgot where I was. So it was channel art. And then we need to deal with documentation. All right, so you want to keep everything that you do in your videos documented on a side, right? What kind of script you had, where have you posted it, what is the URL, because you need to address those things from time to time, and digging in your channel, trying to figure out what have you written in which description, and what kind of uh, jokes you made, what was in the script. It's really hard. So you need to maintain everything on the site. For me, it's OneNote, so I'm gonna address it using OneNote. It's free, so it's I don't think that we need an alternative, but maybe OneNote and Evernote, right? Things like that, and yeah. So and immediately channel art. I paint .NET, Greenshot for screenshots, and you would be surprised, but PowerPoint. But PowerPoint costs money, so we're talking about Impress from what they're called. What they're called? What they're called? Do you remember what they're called? The free software that I'm using right now here, Office Libre. Office Libre. Very, very much advised. Office Libre boosts your productivity by 30%. It was tested and found very important. So, a conclusion. Let's add ideas here. It will be a call to action. Call. Call to action. Contact information. So I want to give people some idea about where they can find me if they want to see, because this book actually is gonna have a follow-up by video series of approximately 10 or 15 videos separated by chapters, which would cover everything here. All right, it would be a hands-on sessions, which shows you really how to do it. So, you see, you can back up your book now. So I have backed up my book. So in case I lose it, I don't care. By the way, this application is backing up everything by itself. So it's very convenient. So let's go to introduction and say, okay, so what is this book all about? Duh. Yeah, no, but yeah, and the logic behind the free software. I like free software. It allows you to try things. And of course, if you would like to expand your experience, if you're already accustomed to your software and you need to have more functions, you decide to go and buy it. But after you gather some experience, many softwares do not allow you to gather experience unless you pay them upfront. And then you find out that they're really, really bad for you. This is exactly one of the problems that we're trying to solve. So the logic behind free software and maybe the struggle or information, the source of the problem, right? Just some ideas, and we'll address them when I write the introduction. So because we're using yWriter and this is not a novel, I'm still gonna use characters and locations, but a little bit differently. So in characters, for example, oh, sorry. In characters, I'm gonna be using the applications that I use as characters, and I'm gonna put them in every scene as a participant, so I would know where I have addressed them, how many times, if something is missing, if I'm jumping from one point to another. It's very important for me. So a short name, the first application for video editing would be VideoPad, right? And it's a major, of course, full name by VideoPad. I know anything about it. Bio notes, goals, picture, and maybe I will add picture a little bit later, but right now it's not important. Add new, it's gonna be a wave pad, right? Another thing we're gonna add here, we're gonna be an Audacity. Audacity, really nice application. Now it will be paint.net. Have I written paint instead of paint? I'll modify it later. And now let's see, what else? We're gonna, oh yeah, open broadcaster, very important. OCam, also a software that allows you to record stuff on your screen, although I'm not using it anymore. And maybe VSDC screen recorder. VSDC allows you to do many more things. It has an editor and has a webcam recorder, but I don't like them. But the screen recorder is quite nice. I mean, you can draw on your screen while you do it, and it's quite convenient. So we are going to cover this. So location. We don't have anything there. So items, locations. I want to add something new. Locations. It would be internet. I want to track my chapters in regards of where are you working at this specific point. And of course your PC. Right, so in appendix, of course, I am going to create now a new idea. It's what will be backing up your work, and I might even put it somewhere in the main chapter, so not in appendix. So it would be Google Drive, Dropbox, or Microsoft, whatever. What it's called? Microsoft what? OneDrive. OneDrive, right? Save and exit, and of course, what would be configuring? It's very important, indeed. So I guess I have created an outline. This was kind of faster than I remembered. Just give you a heads up. The tool allows you to copy paste screenshots. For example, I will take a screenshot of this and I can put it right here in the middle. It's really fast. So I'm gonna really enjoy writing book with this software. So let's think. Downloading the tool. So our locations, it would be of course the internet, right? And the characters. It would be VideoPad. which would be the main character, and WavePad, Audacity, Paint.net, Open Broadcaster, OCam. Basically, everybody would be participating here, right? And save and exit. And items. I also need to add character named OneNote, right? So I would know which applications I covered, and if I've forgotten someone, I would see that I have a character without any chapters assigned to it. And another one would be Evernote, right? And Greenshot. See, I forgot about Greenshot. Greenshot. All right. So then configuring. Now, not all softwares are going to be configured, and of course, PC is very important. And of course, I decided. You see, as you write your book, you immediately start to understand what you're trying to accomplish. And because you're doing it in the same software, I can do it immediately right here. So I need another chapter named, of course, the YouTube. Because YouTube has an array of productivity tools. So it would be uploading defaults and playlists, channel art, of course, management, no, channel art, and analytics. This is also a great tool. And I forgot another character named TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy, it's very powerful. And another character named vidIQ, not as powerful, but we need to address it here as well. So you see the book, the plot thickens, right? The plot thickens. So why am I adding all of this? So if I'm going to Storyboard, you see I have chapters here, quick overview of chapters, and then in the chapters I know the name of the scenes that are participating, how many scenes per chapter, and then I know which characters. You see all those below here are actually characters. Here it would be for this webcam, and I would know where are they located. For example, video pod is covered in preparation, and then I'll edit here and here and here, and of course for every character you would see where they are going. So it's very important, because later on when I will review the book, I would see, okay, guys, one second. In none, right? Sorry, oops. In none, I have actually scenes that have no characters in them. And it means that I might not be tracking my progress really well. Yeah. So this is our storyboard, and we have our, let's see, I want the user interface to be an Arial. Yeah, maybe Tahoma. No, I want my interface to be an Arial. So those are the things. Let's see our report. The synopsis, full synopsis, work schedule complete. Let's see what it says about my work progress here. While it's loading, let's see the configuring, save and exit. And let's go to Chrome. And you see it exports all my work schedule and says everything is an outline right now, so I'm not drafting anything at this point. And it says, all right, this is what you have in your book. And it's quite a lot of content. And now I can see, all right, so draft, as you see, it says complete because I have not set my working schedule yet. So let's set our working schedule. Why not? So let's go. I want to configure my working schedule here. So we are going to project settings and deadlines. So outline begin today and end would be, I think it would be, well, it's an outline, right? So let's give it until tomorrow. Then the draft would begin from tomorrow, and I would give it 15 days, so it would be 17th, right? First edit, it would be 17th, and I would edit, the first edit would be, I would address this, I would give it 2 days, 19th, right? Second edit, actually, I'm not going to make anything well, I'm not going to do a second edit after the first edit. I'm gonna be doing some modifications. So let's give it another 2 days. So it was 19th, so 21st, the beginning, and 23rd would be our end. And finish project, of course, somewhere near the end of the month. So it would be, for example, 27th until 29th, right? And when I'm done, I basically gonna hire on Odesk or freelancer.com, something like that, a professional editor and maybe a beginner person because this is my first book, right? So just starting, and someone else is starting with their editing career. So they would need to prove me that they know what they're doing. Maybe they have edited a small book in high school, or they try to do it for free for quite some time, and now they're trying their way with actually earning a living out of it. So they would be cheaper, and it would be a great experience for us both, right? And then I'm gonna hire a professional designer that would create a book cover. Book covers are very important, and we are going to publish on Kindle, so they are twice as important. Because people would not be able to shuffle through your book. They would see it in the search result, and they need to address it. They need to decide if they are going to spend some time with this book or not. So a professional designer worth the money, right? It might cost me 50 bucks. Well, yeah, 50 bucks well spent. So this is the outlining process for my book. I think I'm pretty much done here. I don't have any items, two chapter scenes. I have set my work schedule, and because everything is the same level right now, and this is how it looks like right now. So complete by, and you see it's already looking much better. And now I can set goals. For example, global variables, project variables, force word count, storyboard, daily progress, log. What it looks like? Yeah, and doesn't matter. Uh, I want to see a summary synopsis, one-day writing worksheet. How many words do I want to write today? Well, I want to write today 1,000 words because I'm doing many, many, many screenshots in this book. I don't need to put 50,000 words, right? And I'm going to write it for approximately 12 or 15 days. So the text would not be equal to a novel, but the length of it, because of all the screenshots that I'm going to put, because this is a step-by-step book, right? Uh, the length of a book will be really long one, but in terms of text, it's not gonna be that long. So, and how many words per hour? Per hour, I don't really care about it. Let's say 100. It doesn't matter. Our starting time every day. I want to start at 06 in the morning every day. So let's see how it looks like, and of course we don't have a progress yet. And let's see. Do I need to go over it every time? Oh, no, 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 this is not what I'm trying to do. I need I need to have some what is this? What it does for us. So yeah, doesn't matter really. Let's see. I want to have an ability to track my progress. So let's see. Force word count, what it means? I don't know what it does. Daily word count target. So let's set what? Start date, end date, and end date would be around 19th, I think. Yeah. Target count, starting count 0, target count. I think that the book would be 20,000 words in general. Numbers of days left. Why so many days? Words to write per day. Total words by end date. 20,000. 20,000 words are not that many. Numbers of days left. Why? You need to write, yeah. So number of days left. Oh, so it's considering the word count that I have done, and then it would tweak the process accordingly. So if I write down 500 words a day, it would say, okay, you got less days to go. Very useful. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Work. And if you'd like to see more of those, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate if you share my work with others. And see you around. Have a nice NaNoWriMo. Good luck with participating in it. That's a really big thing that you're doing. And I have my full support. And I hope I get yours. Cheers.